So for biological reasons, you don't share too many scenes with Ryan Gosling, your co-star in this movie. But I imagine that because of the way Derek, the director, works, that maybe you guys ended up collaborating a little bit off-screen to kind of find some sort of connective tissue between your performances.
No, that's not true, and I think it's because of the way that Derek works. He works in a way that he wants to create an absolute reality, right? And my reality is I've never met him. I want to meet him. I want to find out who he is, what he's like, and I go to great lengths to find that out. So the day I got there was the day Ryan left. You know, and here's this person that in real life I have immense amount of respect for. I want to meet him. I want to know what he's like. I want to know how he works. And I think that would probably make me a better person. And I can't. So it fueled my performance not meeting him.
That's great. Then what are the other avenues that Derek creates that reality for you, that you're kind of living the movie as?
Well, especially my part of the movie, we filmed it in the town it's taking place, at the time it's taking place. In scenes like in which I'm robbing a store, he'll hire the person that actually runs the shop to sit behind the counter. And if they see me robbing the store, then we have to go again. You know, like I have to actually rob it. I have to actually get away with it. I have to really be doing things. And I mean, I'm a firm believer that that's what acting is really doing things. So the fact that there's a director that creates an environment where you almost have to do that is a big gift.
What did you see off screen when you're kind of living your daily life here in this town that you're shooting the movie? I mean, it's hard to believe that places like this exist. If you're living in certain parts of the country, you may not realize that it really is like this, but you got to be there and experience
Yeah, well,
it.
I think Schenectady is actually a really good representation of what of what the country has become in a lot of ways. You know, this is a town where General Electric used to be. They left and lost 65,000 jobs overnight. And also when Giuliani was cleaning up New York City, a lot of the homeless people and drug addicts found their way to Schenectady, New York. So it's filled with a lot of unemployed people and a lot of very down and out people. And consequently, what I saw was the youth of Schenectady all finds a way to protect themselves. They have some way to protect themselves, whether that's the way they dress or the way they walk or how they act and interact with people. It's a very unsafe place. So they put on this front in order to protect themselves.
That's fascinating. And, you know, your character goes through so much mental, physical turmoil over the course of this movie. And I've seen you give other performances in smaller, independent-type films. I saw you in Kill Your Darlings at Sundance, where you seem to be wrestling these intimate issues that are really complex. I know that you're moving on to bigger and kind of flashier movies. You know, you're doing this Spider-Man sequel and that sort of thing. Do those type of movies challenge you in the same ways as parts like this? Are they broader characters? Do you cut loose in those type of movies, or are they as equally complex?
They're equally as complex, you know. I think, or at least I make them, in my mind, I make them equally as complex. Yeah, I mean, I look at everybody as a human being, and human beings are incredibly complex creatures, and everybody does what they do for a reason, right? And if you know that reason, and you know why they do the things they do, then hopefully what will come out of it is a living, breathing, believable human being, and not just a broad kind of character.
How do you end up making these people complex? I mean, are you sitting at home like taking notes and just...
Yeah, honestly, like I take like an insane amount of notes. I look at the script like as a whole, you know, and I start to break it down, and I break it down and down and down and down and down until it's just all about me and all about my character and who the person is and what they're doing and why they do the things they do, and I come up with almost like a Bible of the character. And then when it's time to film, I take that and I like throw it out the window, and I trust it's all there, and I show up to set and fool myself into believing what's happening is actually happening.